Welcome back to another video. This time I am showing you what's for dinner. This is a month that we have tried to not grocery shop hardly at all. And it's getting interesting around here. We thought we were out of cheese besides like fresh mozzarella and cream cheese. But we just found a little bit of a block left. So we do love cheese and eat cheese often around here. So this week is going to get more and more interesting. Plus, we are trying to intentionally eat from our freezers and pantry, especially foods that we don't always go to right away. Last night was a good example. I didn't really start this video last night, but I got a little clip. I have some cans of enchilada sauce that I haven't really cooked since we were living at our other house. I was on an enchilada kick for a while. And so I had like 6 cans of enchilada sauce. Well, I decided to use one of them last night. I had 2 pounds of ground beef thawed, and for our family of 13, 12 of us were eating. Nope, 13, my mom was here. And so I cooked that up, and then I cooked some brown rice. I did 4 cups of dried brown rice, cooked it in my pressure cooker. And then I did 1 quart rather of home canned black beans and 2 cans of corn. I just put it all together with some enchilada sauce in a pot, and it actually turned out really well. At the time last night, we didn't know we still had cheese, so we didn't put cheese on it, but we did serve it with sour cream, and it was great. It turned out to be a great meal. I might do that again, and it was really fast. But tonight, I pulled out a couple yesterday, pork hocks. I've never cooked pork hock before. I'm sure Solo has on the, what do you call that thing outside?
The grill?
Smoker.
Oh.
Smoker. But he is working a lot this week, and I knew I could not count on him to use the smoker. So I put 2 large pork hocks in this large roaster, which I use when I need a super big crock pot. And I just cooked it on low all day with some seasoning that he uses. He loves this stuff. It's the Traeger seasoning, so I pulled out the pork one. And my mom's trying to see if we can make use of it in any way. I thought it would be more shreddable, but it's not. Have you tried a bite? Is it good?
Pork, yeah, it tastes okay. It's just pork hock has a lot of fat and gristle.
Yes.
So I don't know what the hock is, but I think it's the joints or something.
Yeah, it looks like a big shoulder or something to me. Oh, the dog has something to say about it.
So I've seen them, usually they're smoked or something. This one is not smoked. I've seen them boiled. I've seen them done all different ways. Pressure cooker probably would have been better.
Maybe. But actually it's good. It's tender.
Yeah.
And it tastes good.
Yep, it tastes good.
We're filling up water for the cows, but we have potatoes cooking in here. I'm not sure what else we'll do. My mom's going back to Florida tomorrow. She's so happy about it. We're not happy about it.
It's gonna be in the 80s next
Oh
week.
my goodness, you stop that. Look at, they just had to pull a gator out of a ditch, a very snowy ditch. The boys, that's what we're dealing with over here. All right, we did green beans. Micah's smashing the potatoes, and we have our meat here. It's not a ton, but some people have already eaten. What's for dinner tonight? Belle made dinner. I actually was really tired. I just wanted to lay down for a minute, and she's like, I'll make dinner. And I said, thank you very much. It was hamburger soup. I found just some random recipe. I miss my mom's old hamburger soup, and I can't seem to find that recipe and remake it, what she used to make when I was a kid. But I found the Pioneer Woman's recipe, and then we just made it our own. It was nothing like it. But we did use beef and tomato paste and a can of diced tomatoes. Then we added our home canned carrots, leftover green beans. We had a little leftover green beans from the other night. She added a bunch of spices, probably from, is it Lee Durham? Is that her name? It wasn't quite enough. Oh, I had a little leftover white rice I threw in. I was gonna throw in this big bag of brown rice from the freezer, but she thought it didn't need that much. So, oh, we had a can of chicken broth that needed to be used. Threw that in. Then I came in and threw in some Rotel just to give it a little more kick and a little more volume. I just was trying to get that volume up there. There's a lot of us. And some leftover homemade sour cream from our raw milk. Just a little bit of that, which made it kind of creamy at the end here. Belle already had a bowl. It was wonderful, the bite I took. It was a joint effort, but she did most of the heavy lifting by far. We have a plate of cheese here, shredded up, that we had found. It's getting to the last of our cheese. We have a little bit more over there. And then we found this bag of French fried onions, so we thought the 2 of those on top would be good. Ooh. What do you think, Micah?
That's amazing.
These kids, some of them, why don't you get an actual ladle? That wooden thing is never gonna. Some of these kids have to run to youth groups, so. Oh, and she only used 2 pounds of ground beef. She missed one. So I'll have extra. Maybe I'll cook that up in the morning. All right, that's a winner. Using up a lot of stuff we've got, and including some leftovers that needed to be used, like the chicken broth, rice, and green beans.
Good.
It is good. You know, it's getting warmer here, but the sun hasn't come out for like 4 days, and it just feels cold because of that. When it feels cold, soup always sounds good. All right, Micah's showing off his bowl. It's good. It looks great. Does it taste good? That's the real question.
Terrible. Good.
You know, the recipe we had found called for frozen tiny potatoes. We didn't want to chop or cook potatoes. We had potatoes last night. I know, I love them. I wish I actually had those frozen potatoes. That would make life much easier. It looked easy when she did it in the video. But we tend to use recipes here a lot of times as a starting place. Good ideas, and then you jump off and use what you actually have available to you. Also, I just tried it in the French fried onions. 10 out of 10. Recommend that little crunch on top of your soup. Okay, what's for dinner tonight? I pushed the easy button. Solo and I had a very late lunch with a couple from church. I knew we wouldn't be hungry, and I thought it'd be a good night to pick up pizza for the kids. We got the best deal. We're on a low spend grocery month, but we didn't suspend our eating out money for the month. So this is the best deal out there for getting pizza. Sam's Club pizzas. Guys, do you know how much these things cost? First of all, I called. They had them ready in 15 minutes. I was even able to use my Scan and Go app. These are $8.98 or $8.89 a pizza, something like that. So less than $36 for 4 very large pizzas. I had some kids with me in the car. I let them eat already. We got cheese, pepperoni, and 2 all meat ones, which they love. So good deal. I've got a break because I was gone for so long in the middle of the day, which is always hard to catch up with in my house for me because I have a lot of work left, and I got a lot of laundry left, and I got a little bit of school left to do. It's good that I don't have to spend time making dinner tonight. I may not have made dinner, but I did get a lot of bread made. Looks like something fell on that one. Micah baked it for me while I was gone. And I think they need to go back in the oven a little bit, but they're almost done. These are sourdough sandwich loaves, and they're very good. So it feels kind of weird around here. Judah's back in Japan. Belle is in Colorado. My niece is releasing a song. She wanted to be there for the release party. And Solo's working late, I think, for the 4th time in a row this week, which is unusual for him, but he's trying to get a lot done, so we have a true day off tomorrow. And so although there's still like 10 of us here, it feels like very little, except for the noise part. It feels like very little when it comes to feeding people, and these pizzas will go far. What's for dinner tonight? We're making a wonderful, delicious pot of chili. Okay, we got some chili. I used some home canned ground beef, home canned black beans, a big can of diced tomatoes, a little can of Rotel, 2 cans, normal size cans of tomato sauce, and Micah has been given the very astute, that's not the right word, responsibility of seasoning the chili. Oh, we found some tortilla chips we pulled out that will be eaten with the chili. But what are you using, Micah?
So I'm starting with paprika, garlic, and chili powder.
I told him I learned online this week that paprika is just ground bell peppers. I thought there was a paprika bush growing somewhere. But then Micah looked it up and found out it's not even true. Don't believe everything you hear online. So what kind of pepper? It's ground red chili peppers from Mexico. A certain kind of.
Yeah, a certain kind of.
Starts with a C.
Something.
So we're just gonna throw some salt in there. Man, this chili makes up in 10 minutes.
But then again, that was on the internet, so.
Oh, that's true. Can we believe it? YouTube will correct us if we're wrong. So dinner from stove to table in 10 minutes with some good commentary over here. What are you saying?
Probably shouldn't let me do this.
Why?
It's gonna end up too spicy.
Oh, that's true. You do love spice a lot. Okay, we got some cheese and sour cream. The little bit of cheese we have left, we're gonna grate that up. There's plenty. We have plenty of sour cream left. This bag of chips just was open, and someone put it in a grocery sack just to keep, because the bag rips apart so much. That's all that's about. Really? You want what? Oh, water bottle? Oh, good, we got it. Okay, right over there. I'll get you a water bottle. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get you one. Oh, yeah, I'm good. What is that piece? Water. What's for dinner tonight? I forgot to catch it while the pan was full, but it is sausage and eggs, a big pile of it. One of the best things I've done recently is made sausage seasoning, and this is actually ground beef that we happen to have. Thought it was 1 pound with a whole bunch of eggs, but it tastes so good with that sausage seasoning. I just make up my own mix. I'll share it soon. I have a bunch of seasonings mixes I need to share. And we're also having sourdough bread. They love this. We make it for breakfast, we make it for lunch, and once in a while we make it for dinner. Pound of ground meat, sausage seasoning, and a whole lot of eggs. As in at least 24 probably. That's why we go through eggs fast. And while I'm at it, let me give you my secret. Besides my sausage seasoning, maybe I'll just write that in the description box below so you can check it out. But the secret is sriracha on top. This makes it wonderful. Some of my kids eat it with ketchup on top. Okay, what's for dinner tonight? Pork chops, mashed potatoes, and we didn't make a vegetable because we had pre-dinner smoothies. Okay guys, it's the last what's for dinner of this video, and I'm gonna show you a little update on my grocery situation. We're making fish chowder. I actually started it in the crock pot, but it wasn't going fast enough. It usually takes like an hour and a half, but I filled it to the brim. I tripled my normal recipe. Micah, you have been the theme of this video. You can stir in the pot for me one more time, but I did make this one. It is full of cod, milk, ranch dressing, which I homemade my own ranch out of sour cream and some seasonings, a lot of frozen broccoli, and it calls for a lot of cheese, but I had to use cream cheese. And you know what? I took a bite and it is really good. It's okay to have cream cheese in place of the milk. I mean the shredded cheese. Anyway, my new favorite quote, and has been the quote of the month, is eat it up, wear it out. I just said it a few minutes ago.
What? How does this start?
Eat it up, wear it out, make it do or do without. I think it's Calvin Coolidge. Anyway, we made do with our cream cheese and ate it up. I think some people say use it up, wear it out, but I like eat it up. We're ready to grocery shop. In a couple days, I'm getting a lot of Sam's Club. I will show you that next week. It'll be next week, not quite at the beginning of the month because my Azure Standard, I want to show you that too. I'm getting so much stuff from there. So I'll show you all of what I'm getting. Yes, Seth, do you need me, Seth?
Yeah, butter and honey.
Butter and honey on that little tiny piece of bread?
Butter or honey.
Oh, okay. Okay, all I bought this week was Greek yogurt. I never buy yogurt, hardly ever. And I have a starter I always save from when I make yogurt to make the next batch. But a couple times ago, I made yogurt with very soured milk. And I thought, oh, let me just make it anyway. And we had to eat it fast. It wasn't awesome. I'm sure it was very cultured, lots of probiotics. And then, so I used that. Well, I saved a little bit for my next batch, and I used very fresh milk. And that yogurt soured very, very quickly. I think I ended up giving some of that to the chickens. Although it wasn't bad for them, I'm sure. I didn't want them to eat sour yogurt twice. I realized I need to start fresh with a new batch. So this big old Greek yogurt, we like this one from Sam's Club. We'll eat this and then use it as a starter for another batch. And I thought I was gonna make my ranch dressing with it too, which is why I just bought that big one from Sam's. I had Luka pick it up for me today. But I ended up just making my ranch with sour cream instead, which was way easier. What I noticed this month as I was shopping, all the things I really had to buy, I was like, besides Diet Coke that I bought, which Diet Coke, I usually make kombucha and I just couldn't stay on top of it enough. But everything else I buy, so I guess kind of including that, is stuff that we are or want to be producing. Our plan is to be producing on our farm. So I bought milk, I bought chicken once, I bought a lot of fruit, which we would love to be producing. Oh, and then the yogurt. So that was kind of encouraging, like, wait a minute, okay, we bulk up on the grains and the cans and things like that, but what I needed to get by is actually stuff we're trying to produce here at our own house. So that was kind of cool. Some of my shelves are pretty empty. Oh, eggs, yes, that was the other thing. We bought a lot of eggs. Thank you, Eli, for reminding me. He's my chicken guy anyway. So, and today, the first day, our new chickens, our little babies, they started laying. We got a tiny little egg today, so that was very exciting. And we got a few more now that it's getting warm. So we are getting some eggs, but soon we're gonna have way more than we probably could even use or preserve. So, although our pantries and freezers were eaten out of a lot, you won't notice a big difference in them. You wouldn't as much as I would. I actually canned quite a lot this month. I canned a bunch of carrots for the first time. I canned a lot of meat, but I do have an empty shelf, and that housed our coconut milk. That is gone. But we do have plenty of tomato products, although I will stock up on more tomato paste, more tomato sauce. After a while, those are getting pretty empty, and I'll just rotate. So this month, I'm definitely getting coconut milk because it's gone. But then next month, I'll pick one of these tomato items and just refill it completely. And so that's how I'll rebuild my pantry storage. We were getting low anyway before we started this, and like ketchup is coming next month and different things like that. But yeah, I am seeing a big difference here. We've got some emptier spots. I need some soy sauce there, which I'm getting. One thing that provides a lot of peace of mind is we have plenty of grains. We have plenty of grains, and I just keep buying those all the time. So whenever they seem a little low, we're always restocking those. So we're not gonna run out of that, but these canned goods help make everything else taste better too. The tomatoes, the salsa, the pickles, all kinds of tomato products. So it's good to have plenty of those too. All right, guys, we'll talk to you in the next video. Next week, I have a grocery haul for you, and you will see us restock a lot. See ya, bye.